Healing looks like therapy every week. Healing looks like giving myself grace when I need to, and also, making sure that I continue to live my.
Terry Shaunie Henderson tells Brooke Bailey that she is lying and pretending to be someone else. Many people are calling this the most explosive behind-the-scenes scandal in Basketball Wives history, and it has rocked the world of reality television. In the middle of this storm is a fight that has revealed layers of lies, manipulation, and strategic planning that go far beyond what you would expect from a reality show. When Shaunie Henderson, the powerful executive producer who has guided this franchise through many seasons, decided to kick Brooke Bailey off Basketball Wives Season 12, it shook the entertainment industry to its core and is still doing so today. The story starts with what seemed like a triumphant return. Brooke Bailey's return to the Basketball Wives franchise was met with real excitement from both fans and production teams. After losing her daughter in 2022, which was a terrible personal tragedy, many viewers were ready to see a more vulnerable and real version of the reality star. The ads made it sound like Brooke would be able to heal and find redemption, and that people would see her in a whole new light as she dealt with her grief and grew as a person. But there was a whole other story going on behind the carefully crafted story of change. People in the industry started to talk about worrying behavior patterns that started to show up almost right away after filming started. What the cameras caught for the public to see was only a small part of the chaos that was going on behind the scenes. This is close to the production that showed that Brooke's approach to the show had become planned and almost predatory, which made everyone on set very uncomfortable. The change that everyone thought would happen didn't happen in the way that anyone expected. Brooke was said to have started acting in a way that suggested her tragic experiences had been weaponized instead of processed, instead of the softer, more grounded version that her personal struggles might have naturally produced. People who worked on the show started to feel like they were being used and manipulated.
Well, I have new things that I would like to put on the table for everyone. Something that she doesn't know is, as of the last 72 hours, I have been on the phone with her business partner, Sunday, on three-way call on mute.
As if their personal stories and weaknesses were being kept track of so that they could be used later. The first big red flag came up when several cast members noticed that private conversations seemed to be making their way into public fights with strange accuracy. What at first seemed like a coincidence turned into a pattern that couldn't be ignored. During film scenes, private conversations between cast members were somehow coming to light with such accuracy that it seemed like someone was keeping detailed records of every private interaction. This strange pattern got to a breaking point when one brave cast member decided to go straight to production with their worries. The claims were serious and could cause legal problems. People say that Brooke was accused of secretly recording conversations on her personal device. This would be a huge breach of the show's strict confidentiality agreements and could put the network in a lot of legal trouble. The recording allegations were more than just typical reality show scheming. If true, they would show a level of planning and manipulation that was both illegal and unprofessional. The thought that someone would systematically record private conversations to use as ammunition in filmed confrontations suggested a planned approach to reality TV that went far beyond the natural drama that makes these shows interesting. As tensions grew, it became clear that the situation was getting worse than normal cast fights and was putting the whole production at risk. As cast members became paranoid about their interactions and worried that their words were being recorded and could be used against them in future episodes, the atmosphere on set became more and more toxic.
Sunday and Jackie were supposed to be putting together a production company. After 6 months of listening to Jackie and all of her lies, Sunday finally realized that she is a fugazi business owner, so it made her reach out to me to expose Jackie.
Even though Shaunie Henderson was no longer a full-time cast member, she still had a lot of say in who was cast and where the franchise she helped create was going. People knew her for protecting the Basketball Wives brand while keeping up professional standards, so any behavior that could hurt the show's integrity would have to get her attention. There were complaints from the cast, possible legal violations, and the production environment was getting worse and worse. All of these things came together to create a perfect storm that would lead to explosive confrontations and consequences that could not be undone. Brooke's increasingly aggressive tactics were about to clash with Shaunie's protective instincts toward her franchise. What started as worries about recording devices and manipulative behavior was about to turn into a full-blown war that would show the darker side of reality TV production and change the way Basketball Wives works. The fight that would end Brooke Bailey's life happened during what was supposed to be a fun night of bonding among the cast members. The setting was a fancy rooftop lounge in downtown Los Angeles, which was chosen for its cozy atmosphere that would encourage real conversation among the women. The production teams had carefully planned the evening to catch real moments of connection, hoping to show the cast members' more personal sides instead of the usual fake drama. But as soon as Brooke walked in, the mood in the room changed dramatically. Witnesses said that her entrance was marked by an attitude that was confrontational and intentionally provocative. Instead of joining the conversation naturally, she looked around the room like a predator looking for a potential prey. The other women quickly noticed that something was off about her behavior, and the relaxed mood they had been enjoying quickly went away.
I have been hearing her on the phone, listening to her conversations, and one thing that she said about you is that she's sick of hearing your voice.
Her voice?
Yes. And she also said no one's interested in you and Christians getting married. Oh, she sent your nudes, and with your vagina and your breasts out.
What the?
She absolutely hates Evelyn and Shaunie. Literally said the word hate out of her mouth.
What happened next would go down in history as one of the most famous moments in reality TV. The group talked about personal growth, past season drama, and trust among themselves. Brooke suddenly pulled out her phone and started reading from what she said were voice recordings and screenshots. These materials supposedly had damaging information about one of the newer cast members, such as claims that this person had been talking badly about veteran cast members behind their. Brooke's most shocking claim was that the recorded conversations included mean things said about Shaunie Henderson herself, someone who should have known better than to cross such a powerful person in the reality TV world, had apparently been talking and criticizing the executive producer and franchise matriarch. The idea that someone had been stupid enough to say bad things about Shaunie made everyone at the table feel tense and scared right away. Everyone in the cast quickly and unanimously reacted negatively. Instead of seeing what Brooke did as honest and open, they saw it as a planned attack meant to ruin relationships and cause as much chaos as possible for the cameras. One cast member said she was acting like an informant, and another was so upset by the betrayal of trust that she left the party in tears. Things got worse very quickly when people started to doubt the evidence that Brooke had given. Some of the cast members started asking to look at the screenshots more closely, and it became clear that the formatting and timing of the supposed conversations were not consistent. People started to think that the materials had been changed or taken completely out of context to help Brooke's plan to create the most drama and make herself the main character in the season's story. Even more troubling were later claims that Brooke may have made fake social media accounts just to get other cast members to say things that could hurt them. This level of planning and manipulation went far beyond what is normal for reality shows and into what could be called harassment or fraud. The idea that she had made up complex stories to trap her castmates showed a very bad pattern of behavior. As the night went completely wrong and production crews tried to deal with the chaos, network executives and Shaunie Henderson herself got emergency calls. Everyone involved knew right away how serious the situation was. This wasn't just another dramatic fight that could be made into good TV. It was a possible legal nightmare that could ruin the reputation and integrity of the whole franchise. Shaunie's reaction was quick and clear. She set up emergency meetings with showrunners and network executives within 24 hours of the rooftop incident to talk about what she saw as a threat to Basketball Wives' lives. She was very clear about her stance. Brooke Bailey's behavior was not in line with the values and standards she expected from anyone who worked for her franchise. The executive producer was mad not only about the drama that was happening right now, or even the possible legal problems. Shaunie Henderson had spent years making Basketball Wives a well-known name in the world of reality TV, and she saw Brooke's actions as a direct attack on everything she had worked to achieve. The manipulation, possible fraud, and total lack of care for the health of other cast members were all things she had tried to get rid of from the show's culture. It wasn't an easy choice to take Brooke off the show, but it was made quickly. Shaunie knew that letting this kind of behavior go on would set a bad example and put the network at risk of big legal and financial problems. The meeting with the production executives was short and to the point, and everyone agreed that Brooke Bailey's time on Basketball Wives was over. Brooke Bailey didn't just accept her firing. Instead, she chose to make the situation worse in a way that would permanently ruin relationships and could lead to serious legal trouble. Depending on how you look at reality TV politics and the wisdom of going up against powerful people in the industry, her answer showed either incredible bravery or terrible judgment. The retaliation started with an unexpected Instagram live session that surprised everyone. Brooke appeared on screen without any prior warning or buildup, and her eerily calm demeanor immediately told viewers that something big was about to happen. For almost 30 minutes, she methodically tore apart the carefully crafted public story about why she left Basketball Wives, giving her own version of events that showed a very different picture of how the franchise worked. Her most explosive claims were about what she called a culture of favoritism and protection within the Basketball Wives hierarchy. Brooke said that some cast members were immune from punishment no matter what they did, while others were punished harshly for small mistakes. She said that these differences weren't based on professional reasons, but rather on personal relationships and secret information that created a system of mutually assured protection among certain people. The nuclear moment happened when Brooke directly questioned Shaunie Henderson's authority and honesty on live TV. The statement about people wondering why some favorites got special treatment, followed by her scary suggestion that she knew secrets, was like a declaration of war against one of reality TV's most powerful people. The implications were huge. Brooke's decision to hint at non-disclosure agreements and buried scandals added a whole new level to the controversy. She basically accused the executive producer of corruption and cover spanning multiple seasons. Her claims that legal documents had been used to silence possible whistleblowers and that important events had been kept from the public eye painted a picture of an industry that would do anything to protect its own interests. If these claims are true, they could have opened up the whole reality TV world to investigation and possible legal action. The Instagram live session's immediate aftermath show the real power structure in the entertainment business. Brooke's claims caused a lot of talk and speculation on social media, but VH1 and Shaunie Henderson chose to stay silent, which was a smart move. Instead of fighting in public, which could have made the accusations seem more real, they decided to let Brooke's words hang in the air while they worked behind the scenes to limit the damage. The network's plan worked so well that Brooke didn't get the dramatic confrontation she was hoping for. Instead, she faced a wall of professional indifference that made her feel more and more alone. Instead of confronting her directly, they told her that her contract was ending through intermediaries. Instead of personal messages, legal warnings about breaking confidentiality began coming through official channels. This planned destruction of Brooke's role in the franchise showed how complicated the machinery is that runs behind the glamorous facade of reality TV. The industry's ability to downplay and eliminate threats while keeping good public relations showed levels of strategic thinking that most people don't think about when they watch these shows for fun. Brooke Bailey's fight with the Basketball Wives has bigger effects than just the personalities involved or the drama of one season. Her claims about fake storylines, edited footage, and cast members who were protected raised important issues about the truthfulness and morality of reality TV production. The idea that viewers are being systematically misled about what these shows are really about brought up uncomfortable questions about protecting consumers and being honest in advertising in the entertainment business. As the controversy spread on social media and gossip blogs, different stories began to emerge about Brooke's reasons and the truth of her claims. Supporters saw her as a whistleblower who bravely exposed corruption in the industry, while critics called her actions the desperate attempts of a fired employee to get back at her by ruining her reputation. The final outcome of this conflict may hinge on elements that are not visible to the public. Brooke's hints that she has documentary proof and her suggestions that there could be more shocking revelations keep people guessing about whether more bombshells will come out. Because the entertainment industry usually prefers negotiated settlements and non-disclosure agreements, the full truth about these claims may never be known. What is clear is that Brooke Bailey's fight with Shaunie Henderson has changed Basketball Wives in a big way, and may have changed how reality TV shows handle cast management and crisis control. As producers and network executives come up with new ways to deal with possible whistleblowers and keep their franchises safe from internal threats, this conflict will likely set a standard for similar situations in the industry. The long-term effects of this controversy may not be seen in the short-term ratings or social media activity, but in the changes it brings about in how reality TV is made and how cast members, producers, and network executives get along with each other in the entertainment industry.